This song has a really nice groove to it. I like it. Hello, DevOps friends. It's me, Jochen, the Monospace mentor. And I'm back for another office hour where you ask questions and I try to answer them. So make sure that it's questions about DevOps, system administration, programming, Unix tools, software engineering, best practices, career questions, things like that. And make sure to post them to mspc.sh/office hour, where I have my Q&A board. You can enter your questions there. You can upvote other people's questions if you like them and make them give them a little bit more priority. But the main thing is simply go to mspc.sh/office hour and you can post your questions there. I hope everyone's great. Today it's Friday. I hope you're going to have a great Friday and then a great weekend. But before, let's make sure you get a few questions answered, if I can. And so is there any update from me? Yeah, I did a lot of infrastructure coding this week, working mainly on the database infrastructure of my managed hosting company. And it's been a lot of fun, to be honest. And if my schedule wasn't that scattered, I would definitely have made a live coding stream out of it. But it didn't come together that way. But still, I got quite a few things done. I had quite a lot of fun coding these updates, which were pretty much necessary to get our infrastructure up to modern standards. And by the end of the week, we can actually happily report to our customers that we have a new database cluster in place that's running the latest MySQL version and is working nicely. So pretty happy with the result. And apart from that, I did some work on my basic Linux system administration course, which is going to happen in September. Once I've returned from holidays, there will be a course on basic Linux system administration, and the course itself is over at courses.monospacementor.com, where you can see the course materials growing, and you can even use them for yourself if you'd like to do this course in a self-guided way. Hello, Hyde, how you doing? Any news from the post? And the main thing that I'd like to invite you to is that this course will also be a cohort-based in-person course, meaning instructor-led course. So we'll work together over 10 to 12 weeks from September on and do the 10 modules of the basic Linux system administration course. And you can participate by getting a membership in the server room. The server room, of course, being my community of practice for DevOps people. And check it out and see if that's something for you. For a very fair membership fee, you can not only participate in the basic Linux system administration course that we are going to do on a weekly basis, but also all the other perks that are listed on the website. Hyde asks, where are you going? We'll be going to Germany, visiting family. Summers is usually the time when we go back and visit everyone and make sure everyone's got some time with our kids, because who cares about us parents? It's the kids or the grandchildren more likely that are the interesting thing. And since the grandchildren can only just now fly alone, as I just realized, we'll still accompany them to get a little bit of a piece of the action as well. And so I'll be in Germany for about 2.5 weeks, start of August. and then I'll come back, recuperate from everything, and then we are going to start into the basic Linux system administration course, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I've been working towards this for quite a long time, and I'm putting a lot of effort into this, and I hope that there will be a lot of people taking part, because the more people take part, the more fun it is, because then we can work as a community on the TSR forum, in the TSR Discord, and make sure everyone gets the skills and practical experience in system administration that they need to maybe get a raise, maybe change positions within a company, or maybe get that new job as a system administrator. And that's pretty much the goal. So yeah, check out the serverroom.sh to learn more about our community, and check out the course's website if you want to know more about the course. But this is not just a marketing monologue on my side. This is my office hour. So if you have any questions about system administration, about software engineering, or things like that, then go to mspc.sh/office hour and post your questions there. From there, I can pick them up, I can get them on the screen, and I'll do my best to answer them. And until we got questions, I can always have coffee. New QC, checking in. Hello, how you doing? So happy that you're joining us. You've become one of our regulars. Very happy about it. It's a very, so Hyde asks, what mouse do you use between your split keyboard? It's a very non-spectacular mouse, because it's the one that everyone uses. It's a Logitech MX Master 3S. It's simply very nice. It fits into my hand, and it has a little bit of heft to it, and I do like that. Yeah, and you remind me that I still have my Lulu on my desk, which is basically a premium version of the Lily 58. I did intend to replace it today with my new Model F keyboard back in the shelf, because I've switched back to QWERTY even on my split keyboards. I basically gave up on Colmac because I realized, yeah, it's taking too much of a toll on my typing accuracy and speed. And I think in terms of ergonomics, even using a split keyboard already gets you 70 to 80% of the way, and a more ergonomic key layout gives you the rest. But I'm fighting 4 decades of muscle memory typing on a normal QWERTY keyboard, and even though it got better over time, I still didn't get to a level that I was happy with. Especially when I'm not focusing on actually I'm using this keyboard. For example, when I'm typing on a live stream while I'm explaining what I'm doing, I need my fingers to work by themselves, and I need my muscle memory to work. But the old QWERTY muscle memory kept taking over all the time when I was not actually focusing on the task of typing, which I actually don't want to. I don't want to have to focus on typing. I want to focus on the work that I'm doing, on the problem that I'm solving, and I need my fingers to be pretty much self-sufficient. And at least for me, that means going back to QWERTY. I don't think I would have gotten the return on investment if I stuck with it. So I got back to QWERTY, and since I'm now using QWERTY again on all my keyboards, I can happily rotate through my keyboards again, regardless if they're split or monolithic. And so, yeah. Hyde's been using Dvorak for 4 to 5 years, and have you been only using Dvorak? And you should have told me. I would have flashed your Lily 58 with Dvorak then. How has Dvorak been working for you? Do you still struggle? I think after 5 years you probably won't, but. And hello, Bako Farm. Sorry for only noticing you now. Thanks for joining us. Only Dvorak. Okay, even on monolithic keyboards. Okay. I mean, I could have tried using Colmac everywhere, even on my laptop and things. Maybe it would have made things a little bit better. But still, yeah, I think I'm getting the most in terms of ergonomics from simply using split keyboards, and I'm definitely going to keep using them. But from time to time, I'll be able to switch back to my monolithic QWERTY keyboards as well, which is nice. Sam Linux joining us. Hello! Bako Farm says, I hate typing, or rather fumbling on my phone so much. Yeah, I do too. As a Gen Xer, I'm not that proficient at typing into a phone. Oh yes, so just as a background, Hyde mentioned that he wanted to check out split keyboard, and as it happened, I had a Lily 58 from my early days, my first split keyboard, laying around that I didn't use anymore. It does have some nice cream switches, linear switches in there, and so I decided to send him the Lily 58, and hopefully it'll arrive any day now. And yeah, the flashing for the keyboard is pretty straightforward because it's the standard QMK workflow. I started using the Docker-based QMK compiling and flashing because, yeah, it's the easiest way to get the whole Arduino tool chain well contained in a container. And the only thing that you need to take care of, Hyde, is that the Lily 58 is not built with the usual Pro microcontroller, but with an Elite C microcontroller, which is a different type of microcontroller, and that needs to be set in the keyboard configuration. I can quickly show you how that looks like, because I've added that's on GitHub. Give me just a second. So let me see. I added the Lily 58 keyboard to my QMK repository. So let's see, repositories. Yeah, here we go. So here on GitHub in the gvis/qmk user space repository. I'll post it to chat. Give me just a second. So here in keyboards, Lily58. The configuration is completely taken from the standard Lily58 keyboard from QMK firmware. The only difference is that in rules.mk you need this different bootloader setting. Usually that's I think, is it called Catalina? And that's the Pro Micro platform, but since I'm using an Elite C microcontroller, it's the Atmel DFU bootloader. That's the difference. I fought that for about half an hour or an hour because I got it compiled and then I couldn't get it flashed until I noticed, wait, it says Catalina and there's an Atmel in there. Why? Yeah, that's the reason why it doesn't want to flash. And yeah, changed that single setting and that did the trick. So you can simply use my repository as a starting point. And if you have any questions, you know how to get hold of me, which is, for example, on our Discord. Or, if you like, on the server room, our community for DevOps practitioners, where we help each other grow. But, again, this is my office hour. So, if you have any questions about DevOps, about SRE, system administration, design patterns, programming, Ruby, IT career, all that kind of stuff, then post your questions to mspc.sh/officehour. Xemlia says, I'm just entering to an interview. I'll leave the view until I finish the interview. Of course, yeah. Fingers crossed, all the best, Xemlinux. Hi Dars, what's your thought on all those LLMs that will take our job? They won't. Why won't they? Because they are LLMs. And I think that's a very apt description. It's a large language model. And that's what they can produce. They can produce language because of all the text that they have ingested. They are able to reproduce something that is uncannily similar to what they got, depending on how they were trained and depending on how you query them. But we don't do language as software engineers, do we? We don't do language as system administrators either. We solve IT problems. So I don't think we need to be worried. If you consider yourself a code monkey that doesn't really solve problems but only writes code in a way you're told to or something like that, then maybe you should be a little bit more concerned. But solving problems is not something an LLM can do. They can suggest solutions by cobbling something together that looks like one. And they do it very confidently, but that doesn't mean that the stuff they're coming up with is an actual solution. There's a chance, and that's why people are working with LLMs in software engineering and system administration. But it's like working with a very unreliable and very junior person that might have read a lot of stuff and might be able to drop some buzzwords that convey some kind of competency, but they won't be able to come up with a solution if they don't understand the problem. And understanding is something that LLMs can't do at all. Full Snabel joining us. Hello, hello, hello. And what you're saying is definitely also a good point. While I agree with you there's a risk. While I agree with you, there is a risk that we still lose our jobs because the people that control headcount believe LLMs will be able to replace us. Yeah, that's unfortunately the case. As the saying goes, and I paraphrase, it's really hard to make someone not believing something when believing something is the foundation of their salary. Or if their salary depends on believing something. Yeah, that's more or less how the saying goes. Yeah, unfortunately, those are side effects. Hey Moo, happy weekend to you too. Have a great one. Was a lot of fun working on our database infrastructure with you. Full Snabel says, what's up today? So this is still my office hour, so feel free to post questions to mspc.sh/office hour. I'll try to answer them. And after the office hour, I think I'll continue with a co-working stream because I still have stuff to do, need to get a few ducks in a row. And why not be accountability buddies and do some work together. You do your work, I do my work, and that'll make it easier for us to put in a few more hours this Friday and then go into the weekend satisfied. So we've been going for half an hour now without a single question. I think we'll keep doing this for 10 more minutes and then I'll switch. If we don't get any questions, then I'll switch to co-working so we can make the most of our time. Thanks, Hyde, for the link. How would you summarize the link that you just posted? Give us a little bit of context. The question link, you mean mspc.sh/office hour? I mean, you don't have to post questions. I'm not going to force you to post questions. If you don't have any, then that's fine too. Hi Vishnu, how you doing? We got a question on the board, and the question is, will you do retro computing again? If I recall correctly, when I first saw you, you did some interesting retro things. I did. I did quite a few things. For example, using the PyDP11 that's behind me, running historic operating systems like Unix, Research Unix version 7, or RT. It wasn't RT11. It was what's the other one called? RSX11 is the other one, and then there's what the heck? What was it called? Another digital equipment operating system anyway, and I even got OpenVMS to run on that once. Unfortunately, the licensing situation for hobbyists for OpenVMS has completely deteriorated, so I wouldn't be able to pull that up again. Yeah, I think I'd like to do some more retro coding, but the list of stuff that I'd like to do is pretty long, so it's really hard to find the time for everything. But I'm still very much into retro stuff. I keep reading Byte magazines from back in the day. At the moment, I'm at the issue April 1991. Reading about all these things and seeing those old ads is really good for my old heart. And there's a good chance that I'll do retro stuff again. Just not at the moment where I'm so busy with doing other things. one of these other things is, for example, setting up the network for PubMox and then our PubMox server itself. PubMox being the Proxmox lab infrastructure for the server room. Members at the Grow and Thrive level will have free access to that Proxmox infrastructure to spin up VMs for their experiments, for running a Kubernetes cluster or doing other stuff. Or, for example, spinning up a Linux machine for my upcoming Linux course, Basic Linux System Administration, that I'm going to start in September. So I'll be pretty busy preparing that course and also preparing the IT infrastructure for that course. PubMox will run on a mini PC back in my shelf here. It's already ready to go, but I need a separate network here in the house for it for security reasons, and that means I need to set up OpenSense as a router here in my office, and that's one of the things that I might actually start doing after this office hour. That's a good thing to do on a Friday afternoon while it's pretty rainy-ish outside, so yeah. Well, that's a good idea. Vishnu asked, so I'm gonna start coding. What do you prefer me to start with? So depends on what you want to do, I guess. I'm still in love with Ruby as a programming language, so if you don't have any preferences, then I would recommend doing Ruby. I've been having a lot of fun for now 15 years programming Ruby stuff in all kinds of environments, infrastructure as code in Ruby, web applications in Ruby, API applications in Ruby. So it's very versatile. I'm also getting my hands dirty with Go, which is definitely also a good language if you are in the infrastructure space. And then, of course, there are other choices as well. I would say try out a few things and see what is the most fun for you. Try out something, yeah, do a little tutorial in Rust, try out Go, or maybe a scripting language like Ruby or Python, and see how it feels, see how productive you feel with it, and all these things. So yeah, that's my general advice. Of course, if you have anything more specific in mind, let me know. I wouldn't recommend Ruby for system programming, for example. In that case, something like Rust or Zig might suit your use case much better, but without any more context, it's hard to recommend something. Fullesnabel asked, OpenVMS has licensing issues. Yeah, it's the kind of open that was very popular in the 1990s and 2000s. Vishnu says, AI, ML engineer. Yeah, I guess then Python might be more up your alley because the ML tooling for Python is really great. Again, keep your questions coming. Post them to mspc.sh/office hour. Vishnu asks, will there be jobs in the future? I don't know. I'm not the oracle. And I guess if I was the oracle, my answer would be pretty convoluted too. So, sorry, can't help you there. We have another question on the same topic. AI seems to be occupying the airwaves a lot, even on this stream. When do you think this AI hype dies down? I'm so ready for the next hype. I have no idea, actually. We'll see. The other day I saw a post on social media where someone said all the previous bubbles bursted shortly after there were TV adverts for that particular hype topic, and now TV adverts are coming up on the whole AI stuff. So maybe the countdown has already started for this bubble to burst. That's one way to predict things. Seeing how much the marketing budgets get used on TV. But yeah, it's always hard to predict these things. At the moment, they seem to be going quite well. The more interesting question is, what's going to be the next hype? Vishnu says, now AI plays a major role. Yeah, it does. It still is the dominating topic everywhere. If that's warranted is another topic, but it is definitely top of mind for many, many people. Foolish Nabelhauser, our cynic in residence, says, well, it needs to be something that wastes even more energy. Hopefully not. All right, folks, I think it's a good time to switch to co-working mode, which means I'm going to start doing my own work here, and I am going to invite you to do the same. If you want to stick with me and stay on the stream, and we'll do Pomodoros. I'll do a 50-10 Pomodoro, which means working for 50 minutes, and then we'll have 10 minutes of a break, and when you can chat in person then. And of course, you can pop into chat anytime you like. Vishnu, simply post your questions to the chat and we'll see what we can do. So, I think I'm going to say goodbye to the people on YouTube. I'll start another stream there. Nope, we'll keep going. We'll simply keep going. So we need to do a little bit of a change of scenery, and I'll be right back.